Hello and welcome back. Now today we're on a short excursion to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. There are over 10 million people living here and apparently over 8 million people have motorbikes, and I think you're going to see a lot of them on our little travels today. Now our first stop is the old Chinatown area where houses are tiny. You can see here there's all these they're like little apartments really, and there's a bottom level and a top level. They're about 4 meters by 6 meters with about 6 to 7 people living in each little flat and 3 to 4 generations of families all living together. Now, there was quite a lot of excursions today from our ship just on this one trip, so we were stopped here for about 15 minutes. Oh, you can see there's loads of little cats and dogs by the doors, and there's cockerels. This guy's got his motorbike there parked up. So yeah, kind of constantly throughout the day, there's all these coach parties of people, tourists just coming, wandering up and down all day, taking photos. Everyone's got their washing hung out, little plants everywhere, and all the little cats and dogs by the doors, and birds in cages, even chickens and cockerels. It's just, honestly, you can just constantly hear cockerels and dogs barking and all sorts of things going on. So he's taken us upstairs now because he says, oh, up here is a really good view.
So from here you have a good view and good photo.
And tourists just come here all day, looking like,
Yes.
wow.
There's a line. From here is the altar. They worship God. God from heaven. And here, the God from the earth. They worship both God. God in heaven, on earth, to protect them. And you see there are lots of amulets to ward God around us. People's food, get food, and they burn incense.
What is the amulet?
Amulet like the red swan. Translated to English like to protect the people and scare away from the evil spirits. Amulet or talisman.
Talisman.
Talisman, yes. Talisman, yeah. Talisman. And the one house they have a many generation, 3 or 4 generation, they stay together.
So now we're off to a temple in the middle of the city, and what an experience this was. It was absolutely gorgeous. Now this is our experience of crossing the road as a big group. As you can see, everyone's putting their hands up and they're just kind of going for it. We're all trying to keep together and the traffic just stops. Honestly, it's just the weirdest thing. It was really funny. We got the hang of it quite quickly. We had a couple of minutes outside to take some photographs before we got inside.
Yeah. It's really old stuff.
Now, I had sped this little bit up because honestly, some of these videos, they were so long. Now, in here, we have the temple of the goddess of the seas, which seemed appropriate as we were on a cruise. Now, we're coming through to like a little central bit in the middle where people come literally every day, buy these incense sticks and light them. And they make a wish, like a little affirmation, and they light the incense and it burns. And the theory is that your wish goes up into heaven and your dreams come true. Now, these little hanging ones have a little red, they attach like a little red note on which is the wish, and then there's a guy there hanging them all up and they're burning away. Now, the smell in here was incredibly intense. Now, there was loads of building work going on all around, so it was weird because I didn't realise until I listened back how noisy it was, but while you were in there, it was a real calming experience. And they were selling candles, and there was people just, a constant flow of people just coming in and lighting these incense sticks, making wishes and setting affirmations. Honestly, it was just such a wonderful experience to be in here. How often are people coming and lighting the incense? Is this
Every day.
every day?
Yeah. Everyone a few bees, they come here, they stay here, like attend. Yeah.
Right. And how much is it to light these incense?
Incense is around 35,000 Vietnam dong. It's around 1.5 US dollar.
One and a half US dollars.
Yeah. And 1 pound. In UK, 1 pound.
£1, yeah.
Yeah, £1.
So it's a lot if you're not earning much money
Yeah.
to come and do that.
Because the money here, they donate to help the poor people. That's why they have a store where to store the rice, and then they deliver the poor people.
Okay. So it's like they're donating to like a charity kind
Yeah.
of thing.
How often do they do that?
You can do every day.
Every day?
Every day, yes.
And these incense up here.
And send here with the letter. You see the red
Yeah.
letter? That's the wish.
Okay, so people are buying that and then they get
Yeah,
put up here and then they get lit. I see.
And that's more come to the heaven. Send the message to God.
Ah,
Make
sweet.
their wish come true.
Yeah. It's like an affirmation, their wishes, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
So they would do this instead of a church. This is their church. Is
In
that
Vietnam,
right?
the church in Vietnam, they use the incense too.
Okay.
It's different from Western and Asian candle and
Oh,
incense.
yeah.
The belief is quite similar. Yeah, the same.
This would not work outside in England,
Yeah.
in the United Kingdom.
Too much rain.
Yeah, too much rain, yes.
Thank you.
The big one, the list of the philanthropists who donate the money. The name of them and the money they donate for these temples. And later the temple deliver the money to the poor people to help the children go to school. It's quite good. And they use the Chinese character here. And here is the Latin script, Vietnamese script. They have both.
What is she called? The goddess of the sea? Is it?
The goddess of the sea.
What's her name?
Her name is Vietnamese Lam Mak Nu. Lam Mak Nu.
Lamanil.
Yeah. But we translate into Vietnamese, but
Okay.
in the Chinese it's called
Okay.
different.
Okay.
Yes.
But she's like quite a big god in this
Yeah.
community. Would you say it was
The
a god?
lady of sea, the goddess
The
of
goddess
sea.
of the sea.
like Buddha.
Yeah. So we're making our way back out towards the coach, the way we came in, and there's lots of history all around, and a lot of this is all written in English as well, so it's all very easy to understand. But our tour guide was a little superstar on the day, and his English was brilliant. He was more than happy to answer loads and loads of questions. So here we go out, and we're all crossing the road again. Honestly, it was just so funny. Crossing the road, everyone's got all the hands up, and the cars just all stop. It was just really good. Honestly, look at this traffic. It was absolutely bonkers. So we got off the coach and now we're walking to what was described to us as a factory that made Buddhas. But it was basically we went down this alleyway here. But I've cut loads of this out because there was loads of these little rooms, factories, making the Buddhas. So we were making our way down to this one in particular here. You can see the owner there sat in the doorway, and he was explaining to us a little bit later on how they all get made. And when you're driving around, you're seeing all these statues everywhere, all on the side of the road. So he makes them for like temples, houses, everything. But down this particular little alleyway, there was so many of these little factories where they were making all of these Buddhas, all different types.
The hands of the Buddha. That's the frame first. Put the
nè,
and you hand to
à,
the,
vậy á, chỗ nào mình mới đục cạo cho vậy,
and then
cạo lá mới làm nguội lại,
and wait for them cool
nó
down.
làm nguội lại, hiểu không?
À,
Như này, như bàn tay này
that the hands of a god. Yeah.
thấy không?
Yes.
Đúc ra cái mình cắt cái ngón sửa lại, ngón giờ sửa lại.
After they make the frame, they use the carving. They make them with more detail.
Cái này nè,
With the
nó gãy nè,
Yeah.
gãy nè, chứ mình cắt cái cũng nhôm.
Now, I don't think we were meant to go into this little temple. Our tour guide was just chatting away to the monk, and we were all welcomed in. A few of them were sat there having their lunch, actually, on computers. And yeah, he welcomed us in, and we all had to take our socks and shoes off by the door. And then we were wandering around inside, and they came in and they were like bringing the singing bowls. We were probably in here for probably a good 10 minutes. And people make gifts, donations to the temple. A lot of them are food, and you'll see in a minute they're all wrapped up in cellophane, put on these high table temples, and then those gifts are donated to the poor. But it was such a lovely experience being in here.
Đầu mình của Mỹ hay Úc liều có cả.
that's a wholesale market too.
Smell what you put in the bottom of a pool.
Sorry.
No, no, what?
Oh, the, yeah, I know. Fiberglass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So we're heading back to the coach once again, and I just thought you might enjoy a little wander around the streets with us. Oh.
So it keeps the sun off the screen so you can see it.
yeah, but it's not.
No, no.
Honestly, I can't cope with the amount of food that was outside on the floor, outside these little restaurants. That was actually hot food. So that was like a special fried rice. Yeah, just, oh my God, couldn't believe it. Like dogs just wandering around and all sorts of flies all around it. But hey ho, there we go. I suppose that's what they're used to. Yeah, follow him.
And if you want to buy something, just let me know. I will help you to ask the price. Okay? Cashew nut. You want to buy the cashew nut? Someone who got cashew nut? Let me ask.
Now our tour guide said if you want to buy anything, ask me and I'll haggle for you. And some people wanted like literally some cashew nuts, but they didn't want like a wholesale amount, they just wanted a small amount, and this bartering went on for absolutely ages. So yeah, but this is like a wholesale market that we stopped at, and honestly it was absolutely huge. There was people all around the outsides here. Like obviously this is weird to us, but everyone's like smoking, and with food and everything about that is quite different for us here in the UK. But yeah, this is a massive wholesale market that was selling literally everything that you could imagine. Now they know who the tourists are and obviously are upping their prices, so things are not probably as cheap as you're expecting. So, but honestly, it was fantastic to just have a wander around. Very overwhelming, and I wouldn't know where to begin by buying anything at all. So, but what an experience! Really, really good.
Now we go inside of the alley to see more. Okay, on the right side is the park, right? Oh, we put it on. I tried it off. Đây here là mushroom. Mushroom, tofu, and omelette. They sell the cooking utensils. They fish, gold, pottery, ceramic. Có được phần giấy của nó như vậy.
Cái này là bao nhiêu bạn? Hai đó hả?
Ta
Cơm rượu.
What was the name of this market again?
we call Bình Tây Market.
Binh Thai.
Bình Tây Market. And the wholesale market of Saigon. They sell a hat. On the left is a hat.
Chỉ còn
Hat.
Oh yeah.
You want to buy the helmet by souvenir? It's here. Cheap. Mask. Soap.
Oh my god. A whole section just for shoes. Now we did visit over lunchtime and there's loads of people. You can't see in there, but there's about 6 people in that one cupboard, all like on these little pop-up beds, all having a little sleep. So yeah, people were just like, the people on the stalls were just
Genuine
literally
fakes, yeah?
on the phones, lying down, having a sleep, all over this market. And it was lunchtime, it was midday, and it was roasting hot.
Toàn hết trơn hả? 3 240.
thường đâu mà chợ đây, cái đầu chợ đi chợ đâu ra cái đúng rồi. And here, this area is a food court. And over there, they sell a joss paper.
Oh,
The
yeah.
shop you saw on temple. Joss paper. And here,
Is it open 7 days, this market? Or how many days is it open?
7 days. 7 days a week. They don't close.
Like what time do they open and close in the
They
day?
open around 9, we close at around 5
Okay.
p.m. Here they sell suitcase, backpack. All the brands are all here. Adidas, Nike. Nên ra sách outfit. Thầy ơi, thấy nha. Cái chàng hội gì thì á nè. Remember, raise your hand, right? There's no traffic light, that's more challenging. You can capture more here. Okay. Okay, got it together. Remember, the vehicle is not for you. That's why. Watch out. Okay? Wait.
So this was our first stop really for a drink, and this was like near the end of the excursion. So I would recommend that you maybe take some bottles of water out with you, or a little flask with some drinks in. So yeah, we stopped here. I actually had a fresh orange juice, and it was like Jaffa orange, and it was really beautiful. There's lots of little waterfalls all inside, really can't even say it. Really tranquil and peaceful, and just such a lovely place to stop. But we did go from here straight on for lunch. So I think really what happens with all these trips and excursions, maybe other people might have had this stop earlier on in the day. So I think it just depends on your particular excursion. But it didn't really make much sense to stop and have a coffee and then go straight on to lunch. I've done that. Done that one. No, I'm going that way now.
That's so good.
go in here as well? And here? Go here? Jed? So let's try and get Jed on the table with us.
Yeah, I'll sit.
Yeah, Jed. So then we stopped for lunch at this beautiful restaurant, which was kind of upstairs, and there was some great views of the city. And yeah, it was just beautiful. It was spotless, this restaurant. The food was it was nice. We didn't get a choice because it was kind of like already a set menu, but we did get asked if we had any preferences. Now, I don't eat fish, and I do eat prawns, but I don't eat fish, and I'm really aware sometimes that they put a lot of fish sauce in things. So my particular place setting did say no fish, and I had something slightly different to everybody else. Now, the food was nice, but we didn't get a choice. It was kind of a set menu. I had vegetable spring rolls and these duo rice custard things for starters, which they didn't really taste of anything, if I'm being honest with you. Main course was caramelized pork stew, and then that came with like a coconut rice and some vegetables, and then we had a flan for dessert. So it's back on the coach, and we've had a lovely day in Ho Chi Minh City. We had an excellent tour guide, and we visited the old China village, 2 temples, the Buddhist maker. We had a lovely lunch and a coffee stop. So yeah, thank you very much, Ho Chi Minh City. We've had a great time. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very much as always, and see you next time. Bye.